What's up, Top 10 fam? Hope you're having an awesome day. I'm your host Eamon Hassan and welcome back to another video. Now, music is legit my life. I feel like I'm listening to something or the other for 90% of the day. I listen to music while I eat breakfast, on my commute anywhere, at work when I'm scripting, when I'm at the gym, basically anytime, anywhere. And I feel like 50% of people listen to the beat more than the lyrics, and then obviously the other 50% listen to the lyrics. Let me know which side you fall on in the comments below, but also I feel like this video is good for both sides. If you listen to the lyrics, you're about to gain some major knowledge, and if you listen to the beat, well, boy, you're in for a surprise. So with that being said, here are the top 10 scary lyrics in songs. Starting us off with number 10 is Stand by Eminem. The real Slim Shady had to be on the list, I don't even care. Rap is like 80% of the music I listen to, so I have mad respect for Eminem, and this song is like part masterpiece and part nightmare. So Stand came out in 2000 and was part of the Marshall Mathers LP album. If you haven't seen the video of this song, I think that's the first thing you guys should do before even listening to me. It's vivid, there are two versions, and it's extremely well done. The song is about a guy called Stan, who is Eminem's biggest fan, and writes him a bunch of fan letters that he doesn't respond to. He gets more frustrated throughout time, and then at the end he's driving whilst drunk with his tied up pregnant girlfriend in the trunk. He's doing a voice recording to Eminem at the time, and then he drives into a river, not realizing how the hell is Eminem gonna hear this if I'm freaking dead. The lyrics are quite descriptive, and there's actually a censored clean version of it that leaves out lyrics like, "Hey Slim, that's my girlfriend screaming in the trunk, but I didn't slit her throat, I just tied her up, see, I ain't like you. Because if she suffocates, she'll suffer more and then she'll die too." Obviously, Eminem sounds a lot better saying it than I do, and the lyrics of the song just get progressively worse and worse as Stan gets more and more angry, and honestly not even advertising Eminem, but check out the song if you haven't already, it's a good one. Coming in at number 9 is The Murder of the Lawson Family by Carolina Buddies. This sounds like I'm about to launch into a murder story of some kind, which I sort of am, but I'm sort of not. In December of 1925, Charlie Lawson killed his wife and 6 of their 7 children. All the victims were shot and or bludgeoned to death, and then he rested their heads on stone rocks and then proceeded to shoot himself. A year later, the Carolina Buddies came out with this murder ballad that basically details the whole thing. I don't know who told them it would be a good idea to do that, but there you go. Don't know why they pay their publicist, probably not the best, song subject. The lyrics of the whole song are honestly disturbing, things like, "And the little ones did cry, please Papa won't you spare our lives, for it's so hard to die." And he killed 6 children and his wife, and then he tore their eyes. That's just not exactly the kind of thing I want to be jamming out to on my commute or at home or anywhere, just a bit morbid for my taste, but that's just me. At number 8 we have I'm on Fire by Bruce Springsteen. So this song came out in 1985 and was part of his album Born in the USA. Now this one is interesting because the video shows Bruce flirting with a married woman around his age, but the lyrics of the song tell a different story. It goes, "Hey little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go away and leave you all alone? I got a bad desire." So he's referring to his love interest as little girl and asking about her daddy, which basically insinuates the girl he likes is underage to the point of illegality. He goes on saying, "Is he good to you, and can he do to you the things that I do? Oh no," implying he's clearly done some shit to this minor already, so this is super problematic. And finally, they also say, "At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet, only you can cool my desire." I'm not even gonna explain that one. If you're old enough to get it, then you know, and if not, then I'm not gonna corrupt your minds. It's not my place. Filling our number 7 slot is Prologue / I Know Where You Live by Alice Cooper. I don't think Alice Cooper needs an introduction by any means, but his 2008 album Along Came a Spider has its fair share of creepy songs, and that's no surprise since the whole album is about a psychopathic serial killer that goes by the nickname Spider. The lyrics of the song include things like, "I like to watch from my car, I like to make sure you don't go far, I know the hours you sleep." I just love to be serenaded with those words, and of course it goes further and says he wrote in great detail how cleverly he planned all of the killings. I mean, at least leave something to the imagination, Alice. Like, I know the serial killer isn't real, but the stalking is just so detailed, and honestly the beat of the song makes you feel like Spider just went on some kind of coke bender before killing each person. Like, the beat is so in your face and obnoxious, that's just what it reminds me of. Now at number 6 is In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Now I actually really like this song. I used to blast it all the time back in the day, and sometimes, here and there when I'm feeling nostalgic, you know how it is. I feel like this is quite a popular song, but whenever I mention it to people, they're like, "Wait, what song is that?" You guys also may know it from the Cadbury ad where the gorilla is playing a drum solo to the song. It was quite lit. Either way, this song itself has a very melancholy vibe to it. It's a bit of a downer, slow song, but the lyrics are just malevolent, to be honest. Like, very expected actually. Things like, if you told me you were drowning, I would not lend a hand. You can wipe off that grin, I know where you've been, it's all been a pack of lies. And then, you know, the drums kick in. Apparently there's a legend surrounding the song of how someone was actually drowning and Collins looked at the victim but was too far away to actually help them. Collins himself said that wasn't true and that he was going through a divorce at the time and it was just angry words coming out of his mouth. Then again, why would a prominent singer admit that he watched someone die without doing? Who do we really trust here? Coming in at number 5 is Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. Now I feel like most people have heard of the story behind the lyrics to the song already, but this was such a popular song back in the day that I really wanted to include it. And I say back in the day like it came out in the freaking 70s, like no, it came out in 2010, which legit now feels like 20 years ago. But anyway, the song is a banger, I'm not gonna lie. I overplayed that shit like nobody's business and I have no regrets. Now the chorus of the song goes like, all the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you'd better run, outrun my gun. All the other kids with the pumped up kicks, you'd better run faster than my bullet. And naive little me was just singing that so loud, and so was everyone else, to be fair. If we took 1 second to even look at the lyrics or actually be aware of what we were singing, we'd be like, what the hell? The lyrics are meant to be the inside thoughts of an isolated psychotic kid that shoots up his school basically. It was meant to bring awareness to gun violence amongst the youth, and honestly I really think it worked. Everyone was so shook when they found out that that was what the song was actually about that I think it really stuck with people. At number 4 is Run For Your Life by the Beatles. So this one was part of their Rubber Soul album that came out back in 1965. The song basically talks about the singer's girlfriend that they refer to as Little Girl, which is quite creepy and pedophilic if I'm honest, but let's just continue. For the first ever boy band that became a massive global sensation, this song is honestly a bit risky. The lyrics include things like, well, I'd rather see you dead, little girl, than to be with another man. Red flag number 1. Then it goes, you know that I'm a wicked guy and I was born with a jealous mind. Red flag number 2 for the song, and any guy you're thinking of dating in real life, that sounds like that. And of course the final straw, catch you with another man, that's the end, little girl. Red flag number 3. And by now you should realize this man is emotionally and probably physically abusive and you should no longer be with him. And we do not need him in our lives, guys. But also, I feel like this song is so true, like half the murders committed out there done so out of jealousy more than anything, so they're not wrong. Run for your life, seriously, or just don't fall in love. Filling our number 3 slot is 97 Bonnie and Clyde. So this is Eminem's second appearance on the list now, and this song was on his Slim Shady EP that came out in 1998. The song itself is about Eminem and his infant daughter Haley dumping his ex-wife's corpse into a lake. The beginning of the song is already creepy. You can hear a body being dragged to a car and then a car starting and going off. The lyrics include things like, oh, where's mama? She's taking a little nap in the trunk. Oh, that smell, whew, Dada must have run over a skunk. Which is just him lying to his daughter like, no, your mum isn't napping, I bloody killed her, and that smell is the smell of rotting flesh. Hope you're not too scarred for life after that, Haley. Ha ha ha. Nervous laugh. A few lines later he says, and don't worry about that little boo-boo on her throat, it's just a little scratch, it don't hurt, her was eating dinner while you were sweeping and spilled ketchup on her shirt. Like, the lyrics are just so manipulative since he's talking to an oblivious kid that it just makes you think about how screwed up the person really is to be telling his daughter that the cut he inflicted on her mum to kill her is a tiny scratch and the blood from it is frickin' ketchup. Like, great. Psychopaths. Now at number 2 is Don't Stand So Close to Me by The Police. Now you'd think if I was gonna include The Police I would have chosen Every Breath You Take as a song, since that one is also pretty stalkerish and creepy, but we're gonna be different today, folks. Now this song came out in 1980 and was part of their 3rd album, and the whole song is basically about a student's crush on her teacher, which ends up in them having an affair and then getting caught. The song is actually kind of upbeat and fun, but the lyrics are definitely not. It includes phrases like, the girl is half his age, you know how bad girls get. Sometimes it's not so easy to be the teacher's pet. And of course, he starts to shake, he starts to cough, just like the old man in that famous book by Nabokov. And the book they're referring to is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, which is probably the most famous novel about a pedophile. I've read the book and it amazed me that his writing somehow made me feel bad for the man more so than the girl, and the song kind of paints the situation the same way. The teacher sounds like he's struggling more than the girl, when we all need to remember the victim here is the girl, not the grown man. And finally, at number 1 is Hotel California by the Eagles. And I wanted number 1 to be a song that everyone for sure knew, and if you don't know it, then really you have no excuse. I don't know what to say to you. Get out from the rock you're living under, maybe. So this song came out in 1977 and was part of their Hotel California album, and despite being a classic that's played everywhere, the lyrics are damn creepy. Things like, "We are all just prisoners here of our own device. And in the master's chambers, they gathered for the feast. They stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast." Like, honestly, how is a song with lyrics like that played at literally every middle-aged party I've been to? Like, what is up with that? And to top it all off, it ends with, "I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax," said the night man. "We are programmed to receive. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave." So whatever this hotel is, whatever this place is, the people there are prisoners of it and never leave, as you can tell from the lyrics. Like, are they talking about yourself and how you can never escape from yourself? And you could interpret it that way, but in interviews they've said it was about the dark side of the American dream and the music industry at the time, and how it's just something they just couldn't escape. And that's it for today's video, guys. I know a lot of these songs are pretty old and many of you would have not heard them before, but there are some newer ones in there for our millennials and Generation Z kids. Like, don't worry, I got you. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below, and as always, I'm your host, Eamon Hassan, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!